Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Charu, and I am from Max Institute of Cancer Care, Saket, and I'm going to present my data of oligometastatic breast cancer seen in last 5 years. If you see the total institutional breast cancer case load from 2015 to 2021, the numbers were 4,300, and out of which you can see that early stage cancers were 40%, LABC was 17%, and the metastatic breast cancer was 18%. And around 1,000 patients, we don't know the stage because these were the patients who came here for biopsy and then they didn't take their treatment, or they came only for a second opinion. Now, uh, we could find around 45 number of patients who qualified for a oligometastatic breast cancer. Here we follow the same definition. I mean, anything less than 5 number of Mets is taken as oligomets, and anything more than that is a polymetastatic breast cancer. So we are going to talk about the oligomets today. So we had synchronous 22 patients and metachronous 23 patients. So we take synchronous anything which is diagnosed with the diagnosis of the primary breast cancer. Site wise, if you see, we had Mets in bones in 27% of the in 27 number of patients, and visceral Mets were in 20. If you see the number of Mets vis-a-vis the number of patients, so one Met was present in almost 25 patients, two in 10, three Mets were there in 7 patients, and four Mets were there only in 2 patients. And the total number of oligometastatic site was 76. So this is just a year-wise distribution of the oligometastatic breast cancer patients. Now, if you come to the imaging modalities used to detect the oligometastatic breast cancer, so here we get whole body PET CT in almost all the patients. Only few patients where there is a suspicious of MET, we do get a MRI or a CT scan accordingly. Again, the biopsy is advised for all the patients. You can see here that there are 22 patients who underwent a biopsy. 11 patients had FNSC, and we could not trace the report in 4 patients. And 8 patients, the FNA or biopsy was not done. And on going through these patients, they were mostly the brain patients where we could not do, where we did not sort of get an FNA or a biopsy done. Coming on to the treatment of the primary and the nodal Mets. So most of the oligometastatic breast cancer patients, they were treated radically depending upon their performance status. And NACT was preferred for even for operable disease, as in the cases of synchronous Mets. Type of surgery, whether BCS, MRM, or reconstructive surgeries, they were eligible if the patients were eligible and wanted a breast conservation surgery. And depending upon the local status of the disease, sentinel or ALND was offered. In radiation, we use field in field IMRT, or in left risk patients we do DIBH, and at times we make hybrid plans with field in field IMRT and Rapidac if the normal organs are constrained, normal organ constraints are not met with. The decision of the regional nodal irradiation is based on the nodal stage, and maintenance therapy was used as and when required. Now, coming on to the institutional data, if you see, the median age of the patients was 54, all female patients. If you see the performance status, majority of the patients were in ECOG 1, followed closely by ECOG 2. A few patients were in ECOG 3 as well, and this was basically because of the debilitating bony Mets. 24 patients had comorbidities. The maximum number of histopathology was IDC, I think, as expected. Now, coming on to the clinical stage of the local disease. So, if you see, out of 45 patients, we had operable breast cancer around 10, and LABC was 31. So here you can see that in the synchronous oligometastatic breast cancer, the operable breast cancer was in 2 patients and LABC in 20 patients. And in metachronous, the operable breast cancer was in 8 patients and 11 patients had LABC. The nodal status, again, in synchronous, you can see that most of the patients had nodal disease and comparatively a higher nodal burden, while in metachronous, N0, N1 was more. Coming on to the ER/PR positivity rates, out of 45 patients, 25 patients of oligometastatic disease had ER/PR positivity, and you can see that ER/PR was positive in 22, ER positive, PR negative in only 2 patients, and ER negative and PR positive in 3 patients. HER2/neu was positive in 17 patients, and we had 4 patients of triple negative breast cancer. NACT was used in 27 patients, and in synchronous, I mean, most of the patients had NACT. And here you can see that 3 patients were offered neoadjuvant hormonal therapy as well. And in metachronous, all the patients were given hormonal therapy in maintenance therapy if the ER/PR was positive, and 3 patients had change in the hormonal status, out of which 2 patients from ER negative were found to be ER positive at the time of metachronous malignancy, and 1 patient got converted from ER positive to negative, slightly unusual. So now, out of 45 patients, if you see, surgery was done in 41 patients, and majority of the patients here you can see are of MRM, almost 30 patients, and 11 patients underwent PCS. 4 patients could not be operated because 1 progressed while on treatment, 1 patient defaulted, and other patient, 2 patients we could not trace. The local regional radiation was delivered in 39 patients, and most of the patients underwent hypofractionation and a few conventional fractionation, and the data for which the patients is not available are the ones who have received radiation outside. And mind it, the conventional radiation is slightly more in these cases because this is the data from 2015-16 also. Regional lymph nodal radiation was done depending upon the stage. And now coming on to the oligometastatic site treatment modality. So surgery and radiation was done in 9 patients, radiation alone in 31 patients, and surgery in 1 patient.
About the patients who, the oligometastatic sites, what were the treatment characteristic of it? So you can see in spine, radiation was given in 13, and in 5 patients, it was a decompressive surgery followed by radiotherapy. Non-spine bones, non-spine body mets, all the 10 patients received radiation. In lung, surgery was done in 2 and radiation was done in 5. That was an SBRT. And 2 patients were not treated because, with the NACT, the lesions had disappeared. In liver, 3 out of 3 patients, again, 2 patients received SBRT. And in brain, all the patients received FSRS or SRS, and 3 patients received surgery followed by radiation. So this is the progression-free survival. The median progression-free survival is 17.34 months, and the 1 year is 59.2, and 2-year progression-free survival is 23.7. And if you see the overall survival, the median is around 48.95 months, 2 year is 80.9, and 5 year is 30.8%. There were none of the patients developed treatment-related complications or died due to the treatment-related complications. And I mean, a few trials, that are going on for the oligometastatic site SBRT or SRS. And that's it.